The JJ Abrams Spider-Man comic kills, spoilers, and fans are pissed. It's considered by many fans to be the worst decision that Marvel ever made in regards to Spider-Man. And we're not talking about the Sony-Marvel breakup, although that was pretty bad. No, we're talking about the 2007-2008 Spider-Man comic book storyline, One More Day, where Peter Parker literally makes a deal with the devil to sacrifice his marriage to Mary Jane in order to save Aunt May's life and erase the world's memory of going public with his secret identity. But, according to some fans, thanks to the new Spider-Man comic from director-writer JJ Abrams and his son Henry, that top honor may go to them. After being teased out for months, the first issue of the duo's new miniseries finally hit store shelves on Wednesday. And needless to say, it's definitely going for the shock value.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why I thanked.
Now, before we go any further, we are telling you right now that we are spoiling a major character death in this book. So if you haven't had a chance to read it or you just hate spoilers in general, now is your time to pull out your web shooters and swing on out of here.
Pizza time.
So, what is the big death that has got fans in a twist? Mary Jane Watson. That's right. JJ and his son kill off Mary Jane in the first 6 pages of the book. And it only goes from there. After her funeral, the book picks up 12 years later with Spider-Man's son Ben Parker still grieving the loss of his mother and discovering he too has Spider-Man powers. Also, Peter Parker now has a beard and a hook hand. Now, to be fair with the time jumps and sudden appearance of his son, it's very clear that this book does not take place in the official main Marvel comic continuity, designated and commonly referred to as Earth 616. But seriously, killing off a female character in order to motivate the son? What is this, a 1994 Green Lantern comic? While some fans might argue that this is just a twist on the killing Uncle Ben storyline, other fans would argue that the move is sexist and falls back on the age-old trope of fridging women, the practice of killing a wife, girlfriend, sister, mother in order to give the male character a tragic emotional arc. Of course, it didn't take long for the fans to hit up the internet with their thoughts and opinions about the controversial decision. Like @CrowKids, who wrote, "The fact that JJ Abrams and son made terrible sexist choices in their Spider-Man comic should not have consequences on my anticipation for the last Star Wars film, and yet it immediately does. Hey, let's keep the criticisms to one franchise at a time." Then there was @TheCarpetIsLava, who made no bones about their opinions on the book. "I wish I could send a message back in time to myself that says, don't read the Abrams Spider-Man comic. You will be so mad at yourself after because it's poop. So if you are reading this, heed my words." Well, good luck with that. Of course, not every comment was dripping with hatred. Some found the book very middle of the road, like @RackAttackForce, who wrote, "Completely forgot that JJ Abrams and son are doing a Spider-Man comic. Issue number 1 is pretty meh. The only novel thing about it is that Peter and MJ's firstborn in this universe is a boy rather than a girl. Everything else is either just okay or, seriously? You're doing that? Doing that? It's done, buddy." And some readers like @Matt_FOS were completely on board for the issue. That JJ Abrams Spider-Man comic is quite good. I imagine Spider-Man fans will absolutely loathe it. Well, you're right about that. In fact, we have one of those Spider fans right here, executive producer B-Comp.
Yep, not happy.
Of course, the other tragedy of this choice is that it seems to be doubling down on Marvel's decision to keep doing MJ dirty. Ever since the One More Day storyline that forced the Parkers' marriage to dissolve, all in a bid to make Spider-Man young and single, and therefore relatable, fans have been clamoring to get them back together. Much of the reason fans can relate to Spider-Man is his growth as a character, and getting married and dealing with the realities of relationship while wearing the mask is why they love him. A prime example being Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. And with the recent main continuity comics teasing out a possible re-engagement between MJ and Peter and then pulling it at the last second, this latest twist just seems to highlight just how much Marvel really cares about Mary Jane Watson. Now, this is only just the first issue, and who knows? part of the storyline could revolve around Ben Parker going back in time to save his mom's life and, in the process, sacrificing his own life in a Donnie Darko-like because comics twist. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see how all of this plays out over the 6-issue run. However, for many fans, this first chapter is a bit of a shaky start. But what do you folks think? Are you mad that they killed off MJ, or is this just par for the course for comics? Would you prefer to see JJ Abrams tackle another comic book character? And is it just us, or is this comic eerily similar to the Spider-Girl comic of the late 90s? A futuristic, retired Spider-Man also has a child with spider powers, plus he's grown a beard and is also missing a limb. Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with a show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.